Hey everybody, another glorious sunny day, and today I'm going to hit a subject, a big subject, maybe it is the subject. What is it, you ask? Well, that's obvious. The meaning of life. Yeah, it's a big one, isn't it? Everyone's always asking, what is the meaning of life? What is the true, universal answer to the question of why are we here and what is it all about? Well, I've thought about this over the years, pondered it, and I feel like I may have come to a point that I maybe can express what I've thought up so far. Not necessarily the correct answer, as you will see, it could be different. But anyway, I'll get into it. So the meaning of life. Now I'm going to have to start at the very beginning there. The meaning of life, that implies that at the point that life was created, there was a thought process behind it. I want to do this, or this is going to happen because of this. Well, that would imply that there may have been someone doing something. Because, like a painting, you would say, what is the meaning of this painting? Because, the person who painted it had something in their mind as they were painting it. But, that would imply that there is some sort of overseeing being, an almighty one, And as I'm a very scientific-minded person, and I don't believe in fairy tales, that's not something that I'm going to ever I'm not going down that lines of the meaning of life through religion. No. Sorry. If you're a religious person, you're looking for the meaning of life that's going to come back to God, Jesusasaurus Rex, then you're not going to find it here, I am afraid. What you're going to find is logical, thought out, realistic, evidence-based thinking. Because the true answer to the question, what is the meaning of life, is there isn't one. Why is there no meaning of life? Because it just happened. It was just odds, statistics, averages, a long amount of time that it took for all these chemicals to join together for the first, life, in the sense that it was life, was to be created. From that point onwards, it's just evolution. And that just comes down to the survival of the fittest and the average. Averages are everything in this world. The power of the average is amazing. Those things you get at fairs and fetes and stuff where it's got like so many thousands of jelly beans in a jar. And it's like, how many jelly beans are in the jar? And you can win the jar. Did you know that what you can do is you can get a cross sample of people to guess the answer to that? If you get the more people you get, the more accurate your answer is probably going to be. But you get a cross section of people to give you those answers. Some might say that there's there's 10 times more in there than there actually is. And some people might say that there's 3. When in fact there's thousands. It's a very simple system. You just add all of the answers together and then you divide it by the amount of people that gave answers. And you find an average. And do you know what? That average can sometimes be, and is regularly, very, very fucking accurate. Strangely accurate. Like in a jar of maybe 5,000 beans, if you get enough answers, you could get down to within 4 or 5 beans. It's weird, isn't it? But it's true. So amazing things can happen with averages, and averages are just time, basically, and the amount of chances that these things have had to do the possible options. Evolution is a combination of just massive amounts of time for life to have a chance to try all different combinations, and the ones that succeeded, and succeeded more than the others, would survive, and the ones that didn't, wouldn't. Survival of the fittest. So in honesty, that is the true answer. There is no meaning to life. It is just chance. But as I said, there is a couple of ways of looking at this. The meaning of life to each person is individual. The meaning of my life would be different to the meaning of someone else's. To some people, the meaning of their life is to have children, to procreate, to fuck as much as possible and squirt them kids out like fucking jelly beans. To me, my meaning, I think, and as I say, this has taken me a long time to sort of think about it, my meaning is to learn. It is also, nowadays, to try and teach, to leave a change in people that will go on forever, because immortality is possible in this world. And it's not through living forever, it's by leaving something behind that will never be forgotten. And by changing the course of history, like the butterfly effect, they say if you change one little thing, you're going to change the course of history. This guy's really staring at me. Nah, he's probably an architect at his Saab. Turtleneck. With your life force, your activities in this world, you are going to influence how things happen in a massive way in the future. We may never know how you change the future, and it may only be in small ways, but every single human being, even in the way that they move air around, is changing the way things have happened at that time, and therefore in the future. Good example here. One little thing may have broken on this bus. Those people that are on that bus probably had to be late for work or something because they couldn't get to work when they were supposed to. Through that happening, different things may have happened. One of them might end up dying because they walked out of a building and a brick fell off the roof and hit them in the head. Had the bus not been late, it wouldn't have been that way. And you could say in the same way that maybe that bus breaking down will affect someone's life in many, many years to come. If you want a meaning to life, if you want to know the meaning to life, you need to know your own meaning to life. It's different for everyone. If you want some basic meanings of life, well, they're easy. Think about most life forms, or nearly all life forms on Earth at some point in their developing stages. What is the meaning of it? It's to create poo. Yep, to shit is the meaning of life, because we all do it. Basically, we are filters. We just take things in, air, food, semen, and we process it and produce something out of it. So we are a filter. As I say, for some people, the real meaning of life is to procreate, reproduce and continue the species. That probably is the truest one, because that's what all our organisms are trying to do. None of them are trying to kill themselves. Well, unless you get to humans, and then they do. And that's just a chemical imbalance in your brain. I'm not going to go too much into that subject, but depression is something I have suffered with in my lifetime. And I understand it better, and I've managed to cure it for myself, not through taking drugs, but by changing my understanding of the way that it works, and also my understanding of how you should live your life, to only let the things that matter affect you, and if they don't matter, then don't let it affect you. Because at the end of the day, if you're feeling down and in the dumps, and you're thinking, I'm sick of this world, everything goes wrong, I fuck everything up, no one's ever going to go out with me, I'm so lonely, I'll be lonely forever. No, you fucking won't. It really won't be like that. Things change very quickly, and you never see it coming. You're just like, things are so wham! Oh God, things have changed. Sometimes that change isn't always good to start with, or maybe you're just looking at it from the wrong perspective. Well, we're really getting into the subjects now, aren't we? So yeah, I'm just saying, you can fix depression with your own brain. I did it myself. Now, some people are in a very, very bad situation. I'm sorry I don't have a speedo. And sometimes chemical treatments are the best thing to do for them in the short term, but in the long term, you can't stay on those. The best thing to do is to say, it's cognitive training, I think that's called. But you can do that yourself. I have got no experience in psychology or anything like that. I just thought about it and was like, no, if you do this is going to happen. If you do this happens. And then you just do those things and the good things happen. Now only about 3 people are watching this video, because by this point everyone's switched off and they're watching Vines. Fuck that bitch! Fuck that bitch! Fuck off! Fucking that song. I'm fucking twerking. To some people, the meaning of life will be twerking. Shaking that big booty up in people's faces, because it makes them happy. And it pays the bills. I'll be honest, if I could shake my ass in someone's face and get paid to do it, I probably would. Shut up, whore! Whore, you dirty whore! So as I say, that is my belief on the meaning of life. And it's correct, because this is my belief. Your belief may be different, and the reason why we can be right and different answers for each person is because, as I say, it is different for each person. And the reason why it can be correct for each person is because there isn't actually a real answer. So there you go. The meaning of life. Spicy 110. White, orange, lime green, dark blue, red, and as I say, they're also available in black. And the last thing to answer is, where can I buy them from? Now, as I mentioned before, it's a family-run biker business called prestigeDecals.co.uk. Here is their website.